States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Stan?
Dear Lord, you've given us the opportunity to serve, to the opportunity to say, yes, we will honor you, and yes, we will honor the residents of this county through our service. Please help us, give us wisdom, give us the fortitude to carry out our duties and to carry out our responsibilities in the best way that we are able to do. Be with us today, guide this meeting, and guide our thoughts and our words and our actions. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thanks, Stan. Okay, received the minutes from the August 12th meeting. Anybody have any questions or comments about those?
I looked through them, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I didn't either. I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from August 12th.
Okay,
Second motion.
okay, that motion passes. Pass that down here for your signature, guys.
Two of them there.
Tony, what have you got for us this morning?
Well, let's start out with utilities paid in Lao. I just handed that out to you. And Stan, I was telling Steve, I don't know if you guys heard me, we printed the difference out between last year and this year, and it must still be upstairs. It's about $1,000 difference. It was more last year by $1,000.
Really?
Do I need to have Linda print that out and bring it down?
No, not at all.
If we have questions, we can ask Tony for it.
I mean, it's probably up in the office somewhere.
I appreciate you doing that and looking at that. So I guess my thought was always if we see something trending in a crazy way that.
I agree.
Yeah, it was just a little more last year.
So
I'll have to print one off.
I make a motion
I don't have
to
enough for
approve
Jim.
the utilities.
We'll do one.
You have to copy one for Jim.
Second Stan's motion to approve the utilities.
Stan and Doug, that motion passes.
Okay. And next, I handed up to you the Weights and Measures Monthly Report submitted by Inspector Dan Hackman. Press has a copy of that as well.
We'll do one more couple.
Like 160 total inspections, so he was good.
He has been busy.
You know, I always appreciate getting to talk to Dan because that's something that I just don't have a really good perspective on how he does what he does and what he does. So we were able to talk to him last month and that was really,
Yeah.
again, informative.
Usually comes in once a year about the time of the annual report.
Entertain a motion to enter this into the record.
So moved.
Second.
Dan and Doug, that motion passes. Thanks, guys.
So next we have Allied Weekly Health Insurance claims. Those are in the amount of $31,877.55. And let's see. All of that is medical, and there was one stop loss reimbursement, so it went from 32,081.71 down to 31,877.55 as a total.
I make a motion, we, pay to Allied.
Second. Doug made a motion, Stan second, that motion passes.
Okay. And I just handed this to Doug to look at. I know, Linda emailed that out this morning, the payroll time cards for appointed department heads. Stan, did you get a chance to see that yet?
I don't think I saw the payroll time
It should
card.
give us a minute
It's
to
on your
take a look at
email.
that.
If you wanna go ahead and just look at it.
Take a minute and look it over, guys. Yeah, that just came this morning while we were in drainage board.
Yeah, and that's pretty typical. He always
Rick. Occasionally, everybody else is wrong right on. Mike's always who yes.
And we can bring it up.
Everybody else is.
Everybody else will be right on, you know. And Rick's over this time, but that's.
You said that you want, you said it, said you said these up.
I'm not. I looked over the time cards, that Stan's doing right now. I didn't see any concerns at this point in time that I
Okay.
have.
Very good.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve.
And just go ahead and sign it too if you want to down there.
Okay.
Just get down to Steve.
I'll second Stan's motion.
Okay.
Steve.
Motion made and seconded. That motion passes. Time cards are approved. And again, I know it looks to me like we had some overtime on those time cards, but.
I look for consistency on
Me
it.
too, me too. That's,
What's the date today? Sorry.
19.
All right. Looks like accounts payable claims, you should have received those. And the accounts payable claims are in the amount of $665,270.37. If I remember correctly, highway and bridge are still being paid out of that.
yeah,
So
there
it
was
looks
one,
like-
one huge claim on there that really drove
Yeah.
that number, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was,
Was that the new truck?
that was
Yeah,
a
the new
student
truck.
Freightliner.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Yeah.
That was, for just one or how, for a couple?
That was for two.
Two, I was gonna say, that'd be expensive one.
Yeah, that was a.
Was
that
that
a lot.
just the two chassis?
Tandems?
Sheriff, that one from Hattersley, are they working on drains or what?
Aaron.
The air handler.
Air
On
handler.
top of the RPU. Rooftop unit.
Gotcha.
Nate, on that Cume Bridge, ABL transport,
Yes.
it was 39,427.
Yeah, they did, 5 different bridge asphalt approach work. So
Okay.
We did some asphalt repair, a number of bridges.
Okay.
We got
You had
one-
covered that with us, I just, the title got me.
Yeah, that's the ones
Yeah.
that's where we had done.
I
Okay.
don't know if they've approved it
Well,
yet.
a few more,
Still asking questions.
Small structures.
I don't have any more questions on, claims.
Nope, motion to approve claims.
I'll second
for
motion.
820.
Stand in motion, Doug second. That motion passes. Send them your way to sign, guys.
The other things I have are under the county attorney's time. The only other thing, I have something for the sheriff in my hands. If you wanna go ahead and do that. You can explain what this is and
It's
Let them
a
look at it.
contract for software for investigative tool, that detectives can use to gain information on suspects, to locate people, things like that. It is a 1 year for 2 spots, for 2 officers, and I'm in cahoots with the prosecutor's office. I pay for it all up front, and then he's gonna reimburse me half. So the contract's for
So if
3,000.
his investigator uses that too, then.
Well, he has some for his office. We
Okay.
couldn't join his office, so we had to do it
I had
ourselves.
two of them.
But he's using his deferral funds to help offset my costs.
Okay.
I really don't even know if action needs to be taken.
I think it's just probably for our information.
It
You
is.
signed the contract, I know,
I signed
within,
it, yeah.
within your authority to do that, just for our information.
Correct. And he's verifying that he doesn't have to do anything with the upgrade because of the amount is so low. He doesn't have to upgrade it to Gateway. He's gonna figure that out. If he needs to, he will. If he doesn't, then.
I don't think I do.
It's done. So that's all that
Maybe
is.
just enter that into the record that the sheriff presented that for our
Yeah.
information.
Perfect. Thank you.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, it's that TransUnion contract.
Information. And then that is all I have.
Okay, good deal. Thanks,
The
Tony.
only thing I'd have, Tony's aware of this and I am too, just make sure you guys are. I got an email from Tyler Warman if we're interested in the conference in early December, registration's
good.
open.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we need to,
So
Probably need to
he's
figure
he's
that
already
out.
getting my, well, I'm going.
okay. When are you going for?
I'm
You
going on Wednesday,
Tuesday,
Wednesday
Wednesday and
and
Thursday,
Thursday.
right? You're gonna
Right.
spend Wednesday
because
night.
Tuesday we're here.
Right. I
So
thought maybe I'd try and leave here and go down. You guys have done this before. I have not. I thought maybe
Yeah.
I'd try and leave here and head straight down there, maybe spend Tuesday night and do Wednesday and then come back Wednesday night.
Yeah, that's a
one
good way
night.
to do it.
Wednesday's a good day.
Okay, that's why I figured. I'd be there
Wednesday's probably the
Wednesday.
most full day.
So if you're gonna cover Thursday, then I can cover Tuesday and we'll get it all covered.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll be
Right.
I'm gonna go, Wednesday, stay all night and go Thursday.
Thursday, okay, good deal.
And I'll probably go down Tuesday night, stay Wednesday and then come home Thursday.
Okay, good deal,
So.
good deal. Well, I'll get
Now,
with Tony, make sure all
Tony,
that.
Glenda's gonna take care of that for us and all?
She's already got you registered.
Okay,
So
so,
I guess, Stan, if you'll reach out
I
to,
think I've registered too already.
okay,
so-
I haven't done anything yet, so I'll reach,
So
I'll reach out to you guys and get
You
that
can
done.
either have Glenda do it, or you can register yourself, turn in,
Good deal.
whatever.
does she take care of the, like a, what's it, a hotel,
When she registered you, it said something about they're reserving one hotel room with
Right.
that.
okay.
We're gonna confirm that just to be sure.
It fills up fast.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, she certainly is.
But it's
Okay.
definitely
On
the
top of it.
nicest to get a room right where the conference.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
hear you.
helps.
I hear you, good deal.
Okay, good, that's all I have.
Good,
I'm ready
thanks
to move
Doug,
on.
thanks Doug, appreciate you keeping us honest on that. Nate, what have you got for us, buddy? Good news, I hope,
Oh, thankfully.
always good
All right, let's
news.
not do last Tuesday again. No, that's just a couple updates for you. Bridge 180, Judy had contacted me probably within 24 hours of me announcing when they're gonna start the project. They've already delayed this.
Not you, I was trying to get Dan's attention.
Yep, so they've asked to delay the start. They're gonna start hopefully next Monday. So they didn't start yesterday, which is obvious to anybody out there. They are planning on starting next Monday. So they could have, but it was really, all they could do was tear it out and just add an extra week to the project. So
Okay, no use to doing that.
no point. So on the 25th, they should be starting on that project. Obviously, I'll report to you if they don't. But I am anticipating a 7-week closure on that project once that gets started.
There's probably a bus route that goes through there.
Yeah, so I've notified the schools and kind of warned them of when this is anticipated to happen and start. So we'll work with them, obviously, in the process. Bridge 73, this is a partial deck patching project there on Salem Road, north of 200 North and south of 3 North. I was able to meet with Milestone yesterday. We did a pre-construction meeting, walkthrough. They are planning on starting that work in October. It's one of those filler projects between other jobs for them. So I am anticipating the closure to be between 7 and 10 days on that.
Okay.
Partly because we're gonna use a ready mix concrete, so we need to give it 5 to 7 days to cure. So it'll be a little more of an extended.
Pretty busy road too.
It is a bit of a busy road and I'm sure we'll hear about it because I'm sure somebody will be harvesting right in that area and want to use that route, but to get the pricing we have on that, I have to be somewhat flexible as far as the time frame. But once I've got a solid start date, I'll certainly make everybody aware of that. NDOT quarterly reports, they've been turned in. There is a quarterly report meeting with NDOT scheduled this Thursday for our 2 active projects that I'll be attending. And then lastly, the CCMG applications, and it's for fiscal year 26, though it seems like a second call for this year. It is the only call for the fiscal year for NDOT. I am drafting some application information now, getting some paperwork together so that we're ready to go. The application will open October 1st. So there's nothing I can officially turn in at this point. I will be submitting to the commissioners and to the council a grant application paperwork. Hopefully, probably too late to even turn it in for September, but certainly the first meeting in October, I'll have that turned into council commissioners so that you know exactly what project we're looking for, how much. So
Very good.
other than that, just a couple little updates, no new disasters for us. So thankfully.
Good.
Just a real quick side note, like when we're doing that bridge on a 7-week closure, only a half mile into the county, do we let Wells County know too, or?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea. I can certainly send a note over to them as far as what's going on.
Good idea.
So, yeah, I can do that. I know they're, Wells County's got.
I mean, I don't know if they have any traffic coming in as far as.
Hopefully, we don't have a lot of east-west off 825 south because that's a mud road. That's been
Oh.
a catch for a while. But it's certainly from domestic and others, that may be a bit of a corridor coming in and over to Geneva or Bern from some of the rural.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna hit Harvest if it doesn't communicate as much.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, I'll send that over to them.
Good deal. Thanks, Nate.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yep.
Brad, You have some guests with you?
Yes, I
All right.
have some representatives from E&B Paving,
Okay.
Greg, Jeremy, and Kyle.
Okay.
And they reached out to me to ask, and they would like to, talk to you gentlemen today.
Okay, come on up, guys. Thanks for coming.
Oh, what, they're not coming up?
They're gonna hang out back there.
Oh, come on, guys. We don't bite.
Oh, we're glad you,
We bark a little, but we don't bite.
glad you guys are able to come in. We
Yeah.
appreciate that very
Yeah.
much.
So I'm Jeremy Slater, D&B Paving.
Sure.
Area manager of our Fort Wayne office.
Okay.
This is Greg Koppelman, he's our division manager. Kyle King, he's the project manager.
Okay.
Really just want to show up here, set your guys' mind at ease and the community as well on the 700 South project.
Sure.
We fully are aware and fully anticipate on repairing the part that got thin on the west end of the project.
Okay.
We have every intention of fixing that. Throughout the day paving, the trucks were kind of starting to push that stone up. So at the end of the day, when they got to that end, we did have to lay it thin. We didn't have the equipment there to scrape the stone out,
Okay.
knowing that we were gonna come back and surface later and have an opportunity to repair it.
Okay.
The thickness of the road for the remainder of it, we are 100% confident has the depth that it was
Okay.
planned to have. I'm just kind of trying to regurgitate the article I read and some questions. The slope,
Sure.
the questions. So this was a binder course. We typically don't put binder course in at the exact slope of the
Okay.
final lift. That way,
Okay.
we have a second opportunity to put it in at that 2% with the surface. That's a kind of a standard practice. I think anybody in the business will allude to that. So that's our plan. So when we get the surface on, you're gonna have the slope that's required. The areas that in the binder that have issues now, we fully intend to address and make right. Just wanted to let you guys know that.
Good. Well, hey,
We're here and we're not gonna walk away from that.
thanks for coming in.
Right.
And obviously, you know, E&B has done a lot of work for us and,
Sure.
and have a great reputation. So we probably, we thought when we heard that the problem was what was throughout the stretch, I believe, of work that was done. And that was disappointing to hear, but we were mistaken, I think, when we thought that. It sounds to me like it was just a very short piece at the end of the road. I was probably the one that may have been the one that reported most of the papers, but we appreciate you coming, appreciate your work. Feel absolutely confident, I do, that you will do the right thing and make sure that that road's a good, solid road for us when you leave it. Brad wasn't here the week that Brad was out, so he wasn't here to defend you, so apologies for that.
No problem.
But again, I have absolute confidence that you all will take care of us there and between you guys and Fleming, you know, we get good projects all the time from you and that just to hear that was like, oh, really disappointing.
Sure. I can
But
understand.
we were just kind of, we were mistaken as far as the how big the miss was. Sounds to me like it was a pretty small stretch of road, and so I appreciate that.
So Kyle, you're going to be on the project through completion, correct? You're project manager? Or when you said project manager,
It's
that
just
means
the
Kyle's
project
there?
manager. Greg's actually overseeing.
Greg,
the project.
okay, Greg's on, okay.
Okay.
So you're going to be present through, the repair work and the surface and the slope and all of that kind of stuff?
Myself or the superintendent. yes.
Okay, now is it necessary that we have a highway person or superintendent, assistant superintendent, or a county engineer? Is it necessary that we have one of those on site, or is that normally doesn't
It
happen, does
isn't,
it?
but if Brad wants to be there, we have no
Yeah,
complaints either.
okay. Well, we don't wanna dictate to our superintendent or our engineer that they be there. We just wanna make sure that mistakes can happen. We understand that, and they do. But, obviously you've, right on top of things here, so greatly appreciated.
Stan, comments, thoughts?
Yeah, we were, like with my concern, one of the things was, you know, when we had the failure from the truck driving over, was it the road prep, you know, underneath the paving, and then we discovered the issue with the paving, and like Doug said too, that was kind of my question, is like, well, do we need to have one of the guys out there doing regular inspections on the job too? So, you know, like I said, the last week, kudos to our guys for discovering the issue and talking to you, and kudos to you for coming in to solve it. So you know, it sounds like, it would have been something that you would have caught and corrected,
We would have.
initially, so.
Yeah, we knew at the end of the day that it was there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we knew what we were gonna do to fix it when we come back to. the
Okay.
surface.
Good.
Yeah.
Just like
Prob-
anything else, communication is
Yeah,
good.
probably the best thing you can do is help us understand so that we don't, obviously a report like that doesn't get to commissioners and we
Sure.
get all excited about it.
Yeah.
And it's really a non-issue. Yeah, if you just make sure that our folks know that, yep, we know we're thin, we're coming back to fix it. We get, so,
And as soon as they knew something was up, Jeremy called me right away.
Sure.
We talked. And also just going on here. So today, Fleming's is preparing right now to work on the spot. And they've talked to, Brandon, the gentleman on site from E and B, they talked with him. So they're moving forward with the repair.
Okay.
And getting it taken care of. And then the other thing I want to add too is, like they're saying, their top coat, I think it's gonna be what, a 2-inch top
2
coat?
inches, correct, yeah.
So it's a 2-inch top coat. Once that's down, that's a finer stone and it'll really bind that together also. So once we
so
get the top coat.
we
on-
won't notice this
No.
patch at all.
No.
It'll be underneath the top coat. We'll
Correct.
never see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, this probably isn't an E and B thing, but, after paving's done and everything else, are we striping that
Yes.
stretch?
Yes, that was part of the bid.
Good deal.
Yep.
Guys, thanks.
Thank you.
Apologize if we overreacted.
No, we appreciate your time and
Yeah.
we look forward to working with you in the future.
Sure.
We'll work here.
Sure.
Well, good luck.
Thanks
with
for
the rest of
coming.
your work until
Thank you.
you can't do it anymore.
Appreciate it.
You know, as the climate changes, you guys are gonna be able to work year round, so pretty soon.
It's possible.
Yeah.
How
usually paved in the year?
We've had years where we've gone till the day before Christmas Eve before we shut the
Really?
plant down. And there's been years where Thanksgiving, I mean, it's just totally
Sure,
dependent on the weather.
So
sure.
you get as much as you can done with good weather.
Right.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, good luck, guys.
Very good.
Thanks for coming. in.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Have a good day. What else you got for us, Brad?
All right. One, permit from I&M on Winchester Road, 100 feet northwest of 200 west. They're replacing a pole. This one pole replacing, it's already there.
Who's replacing?
I&M.
I&M.
Replacing one, Brad? Just one pole.
I move we accept the replacement of the pole by item.
Second.
Okay, motion passes.
What east of Winchester Road?
Winchester Road, 2 west.
Two.
Why that's going around. We got our distributor back yesterday, our oil truck. They went out and ran it yesterday afternoon, tested it, and they went out this morning and got started. And the truck is doing all right. But it rained now, so we're done.
That's pretty.
So, yeah, so that's a good thing. I met with Mark, the permits for Zayo Company.
Right.
I met with Mark, we had some discussions, and they're finding another route around the area in question. So,
That's the fiber optic.
yes, correct.
Well, that's good. Ball was in their court and they addressed
Yeah.
it, so what more can we ask?
So Mark, do we need to readdress the permits for the rest of the Winchester Road or not?
No, they've got permits on the rest of Winchester and those permits, there's right of way.
Very good.
So there's a portion that they're going around, and where they go, they'll have to get a permit for where they propose to go. And we've got to verify that that's got did right of way, which I believe we've identified several areas. So when they apply for that, then you guys can address it and then they can get the project done.
Some of the phone calls I got from landowners were concerned about liability. Do we need to readdress anything from that
No,
standpoint?
no different than that issue as it exists in the hundreds of other permits you've issued over the years.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's call before you dig.
Very good.
So the one other thing I have, those 2 days I was gone, it was interesting. We had a couple of our summer help, younger people, roll one of our pickups. Thank the Lord,
Ooh.
they didn't get hurt. One had to get some stitches, but only a couple. They didn't get hurt. And again, I thank the Lord. But that leads to the insurance company came, looked at it, it is total. And so therefore, we need to get the title signed so we can get the title deed.
What year was the truck?
It was an 08. And I don't
That's
wanna
an
say
age on it.
thankful, but it was an older one that, yes.
How you gonna replace it? You gonna get an older one again? Or
Well, no, we're
gonna
still.
move one of your others down to that
Yeah.
level?
Yes, that's probably what we'll do.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about it because it really wasn't in our plans right now, but we'll figure it out. Which, real quick, if we go in that Mark II, we talked about, used vehicles, we've talked about them before. But it's really hard to do on used vehicles unless you go to an auction to get 3 prices on something that's apples to apples. And I didn't know, Mark, if there's a way that, other than going to an auction to buy like a used pickup or something like that. Or do we just go to 3 different dealers and try and get them as close or similar as we can, or any
Or-
thoughts?
Yeah, what's that other bid service that you can,
Yeah, the
Oh,
state bid
yeah, there's. a
collaboration,
state-
whatever it
there's
is.
state
well, yeah, they get
CPA
that company
bids,
that
but
does it for all the states, yes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they have pickups, we'll have to look.
I think they do.
I bet they do.
Yeah.
Did you talk to them, Doug, at conference last year? You talked to some kind of
Oh,
auction?
purple
No,
wave
that
or
was the
something like
auction
that.
company.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Doggone it. I can't think of it.
I don't know about you, but I finding a used pickup, you might as well go buy a new one.
Yeah.
I think you can buy a pretty basic pickup truck for about what you're gonna pay for one or 2 or 3 years old with reasonable miles on it.
And that's
Pickup
where
trucks just hold their value so well.
they do.
Um,
So hey, that's an issue.
Okay,
That once we decide how we wanna.
so do we need an action for us to be able to sign off on this title for the wrecked vehicle?
No.
Turn it over to the sheriff's company?
Well, I guess you could, might as well put it in the record.
Motion that Brad, that we go ahead, Steve, go ahead and sign the
Okay.
title as necessary.
Yeah. Second.
Okay, motion
Do
passes.
we still have the truck that the tree fell on?
Yes, we're still using it. And I'm glad we kept it.
Oh,
Because, right, yeah, it's been getting used. It's
Yeah.
the one that has a fuel tank in it, the mower's take it out and use it. They don't park it under trees anymore. But, yeah.
yeah, there you go.
So other than that, that's all I got.
I talked to Rick this morning. He said he may not come in. He doesn't have anything special, so.
Good deal. Very good.
Thank
you.
Yes.
Yes. And the two kids, high school kids or college students?
Well, they just graduated.
What's
so-
that?
High school.
Yes.
Ford?
I don't know,
Chevy,
what
Ford.
brand was that?
2008 Ford.
Ford.
Yes, F-150.
Okay.
Just a side note, it was the one truck, years ago, it used to be the engineer's truck and it had a capper on the back. That was really handy for hauling trash in that.
Shoot.
Now it's gone.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
Was say, I suppose the cap is
Oh, yeah,
destroyed.
it got mushed.
So it's damaged beyond repair.
Yeah, it crushed the cab. Yeah.
Well, glad injuries were
That's all I
relatively
cared
minor.
about the day I
Sure.
found
Yeah.
it.
They
Me
had
too.
seat belts on, did they?
Yes.
Me too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I don't work myself.
Well, I guess we don't have anything from Rick, so, Tara?
Carol Dan.
Last time I flipped a truck upside down. I broke my neck.
Is Dan coming with you?
Hi, Tara.
Good morning.
Okay. Sheriff, you coming up for this,
Okay.
this,
You're listed on the agenda.
discussion?
I think.
Get him up here.
Good morning.
You're just back up to Tara.
Yes.
More for
So, I was asked by the board, the health board, for an update on Country Acres, and I really didn't have much to say, so Bauman requested that I come to you guys so we could kind of get, collaborated and give kind of an update together on what's going on out there. So
So where are we at?
Well, I guess on my end, with the wastewater treatment plant, the tank out there is, I talked to, Jeremy Waite with IDEM on the 7th of this month. And, he is, talking with, Aaron Ellis, who is kind of taking over the ownership with the association out there. And who he just recently obtained 17 more properties out there. So he's got quite majority of the properties out there now. But it's my understanding and Jeremy Waite's understanding that, Aaron is going to be emptying the tanks out here in the next month or two. And, so pumping them out and hauling it away, and then he's going to be crushing it, and hauling that out too, so. We were told September, October, so,
That's gonna be a job. Boy, there's
It
a lot of
is.
concrete in those.
it
tanks.
is, so he has the option, he has to empty it and haul it out. I know he was asking about land applying, and obviously we don't allow that. So I suggested to Jeremy that, we see the pump receipts that he, it was actually hauled out. So we're gonna be wanting proof of that, and, that's gonna be in the letters from IDEM to Mr. Ellis, so we definitely see proof of that it was actually hauled away. And he can fill it in with concrete if he wants to, but I think he wants the option, he's going to haul it out. I don't know what plans they have for that property out there, so, I know they can't build on it, so. And that's where I'm standing with that wastewater treatment plant.
As far as the, overgrown, the
Cleanup,
trash and all
yeah.
that, a week ago Thursday, Sergeant Hobbiger turned over a thumb drive to the county attorney's office for 45 violations, to get that process going. We sent out certified letters. The outer properties have done pretty good. The inner properties is a mess. But we have photograph documentation stuff for the attorneys to send them the citations and court information on how they need to handle that. So the property owners will be getting fined.
I think I had sent you some pictures too, probably.
Yeah, we took pictures probably before that complaint, even when this all first started, and then we sent registered letters to everybody. Some had questions and called, some cleaned up. Again, most of them are the outer side, the ones on the county roads, but the inner's a mess. And like I said, I don't know what we as the county are gonna do when because the property's gonna get the fines tied to their, it's just go liens on their property, basically. But to get somebody out there to mow it or clean it up, it's gonna be very expensive because someone's gonna have to walk out in front of the mowers so they don't run over stuff. I mean, it's a mess out there. There's tires, there's lumber, there's vehicle parts. I mean, honestly, I'd be lucky if we find a company that's willing to do it, honestly.
Well, and so many of those properties are gonna involve demolition of the trailers.
Say, do we just need to hire a company to come in there and demo the?
Well, I don't think we can do that until we actually own the land, which is three cycles of tax sales. Or 3 tax cycles, which next spring will be the third one. Then after that, we can go into the foreclosure or tax sale process. And then at that point, I would say, yes, we can do that.
So what ordinance are you working under? Is it the nuisance
Yes.
ordinance?
Yes.
Under the nuisance ordinance, if we have a landowner that refuses to clean up their property, what are our alternatives?
I don't know that. I'm not.
Can we not go in and clean up the property and have the bill assigned
that is
to
how
the
the
property
ordinance is
title?
Yes.
You have to, yeah, we have to initiate an action in court.
So can the cleanup not involve, I would assume the cleanup can involve disposal of those trailers if they're abandoned and not usable. So I guess it depends on your definition of cleanup. In my mind, cleanup has got to start with clearing the land out so you can begin to mow or replant or something.
And then my understanding that those fees would just go on to the lien on the property.
Lien on the
Where
property.
whoever would buy that have to pay off those liens.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that would be that, because there's several trailers that were started demolition and then they just.
Yeah, I think it's
stopped.
way beyond mowing. I think
Oh.
it's gotta be a lot, I think we've gotta consider a lot more than just mowing the property.
Yes.
We've gotta consider clearing
Lawnmower
the
needs to be
property.
called a bulldozer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Bulldozer and a scrap, somebody will
So,
haul scrap
like I
away.
said, once the fine process is sent out to them, at that time, we'll have to check, see what the ordinance says, how much time we give them before we can then
Yeah.
go in and clean up.
How
But-
many, do we have any idea how many, if you take the whole area on 2 roadsides, how many different owners are there of that mess out there?
We do have that information because we sent certified letters to everybody, but I thought Sergeant Habeger said something to me like 45.
45, and this Aaron Ellis owns at least 17 of them.
At one time it was around 45, 46 of them, but now he's bumping them up. Like he just obtained 17 more of them. And then prior to that, he had.
When did he get the 17? That's
He
news
just
to me.
recently got them, like, I was just in the auditor's office last week and they said his mom just bought them all for him.
Did they buy him from the previous owners?
From the previous.
Oh,
owners.
okay. That's news to me then, because
You
Yeah,
buy
you
'em,
would've-
that's
they
gonna
give 'em
cause
to
a
them.
little snafu with the enforcement action because
Yeah,
that stuff is still going
yeah,
to the previous owners. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
probably update that a little
and, yeah,
bit.
Angie just told me that like last week.
So if you take Ellis's ownership,
Mhm.
and then, so we don't have 45 owners anymore.
No.
We're down to perhaps
Probably
20 or
20 or less.
25 or.
Yeah,
15 to 20, I'd say probably.
yeah, cause he's buying them all up.
And there's another gentleman that was buying some before too, that probably owns 3 to 4 of them
Yeah,
already
must
too.
be.
Yeah. So,
Buying them or they say just.
no, he's bought at the last,
Like the tax sale or
he
whatever
bought
the-
several.
Okay.
The tax
Those two
sale.
were the main buyers.
They're buying them at tax sale.
Too bad we can't get one owner of the whole works, work with him and say, hey,
I know.
Well,
And
we're gonna help you out.
We still have one person living out there at the
The
corner.
one on the corner, he's on his own tank.
Yeah,
Wow.
and really and I don't think we're violating him, cause I mean, he mows the grass and
Right,
stuff like
right,
that,
yeah.
so.
Right.
And then some of the other properties on the outer edge, they're mowing grass and stuff, but they just don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
There's one guy out there that has just a garden.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Somebody has like a garage that he stores stuff at, but they're not issues. The interiors where the problem is,
Right.
for sure. But so the process is going, once we get clarification on, once the fines goes out, what time frame they have for that, then if we wanna go in and clean up, we can go and clean up.
Is there somebody that would come in and haul those trailers off for the scrap value? Do we need to hook the owners up with with a resource that would be interested in getting rid of those trailers for them? Is there scrap value in that?
Can we burn on site?
I don't think so, because of what the materials are inside the makeup of the trailers and stuff. They frown upon that now. But now that Andy might be going in there and maybe doing some of that. It's worth, I can send Sergeant Habeger out there to talk to him, say, hey, now that you own these, start cleaning this up. Otherwise, you're gonna get a lot higher bills from us if we have to clean it up.
Yeah.
So that's brand new to me. So I'll send him out there.
In
and
the
have him
olden
talk.
days where there was value to scrap metal, you could find somebody maybe to haul those junk
Most of them
trailers out
scrap
of
for
there.
the value of it.
I did have somebody call the health department wanting to go in there and scrap, and I was like, because of the individual homeowners, I don't know
Yeah,
how.
I
I
not
can't say okay.
at the point where we're ready to clean it up, then it would be nice if you had somebody
Right.
that, I wouldn't let them go in there and scrap, but I would let them go in there and haul the trailer out.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do have the contact info for that guy.
Well, if it comes to that, then we can try it
Yeah.
once that time comes.
Yeah, if we get to the point where we're cleaning them up,
Yeah,
Sure.
but I'll send Sergeant Habeger out and let him talk to Andy now that he owns those, and I'll have him go to the clerks. I'll find out which one he owns. And then
Aaron Ellis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And send them out there and talk to him, say, hey, you need to start cleaning this up, otherwise
Yeah.
you're gonna start getting lots of fines.
And I think some of them he has cleaned up. I don't know. He's owned some now for a couple of years.
Cause our one CP is the gentleman that lives back the lane there on
Mr. Dave.
Gunset.
yes, and he's the one that was asking about the septic too, about getting that cleaned out, so. Once those are getting taken care of, I think, really, we're not having other complaints, because
Yeah.
you don't see it. That's what the conversation we had, is that a public nuisance or is it private? Well, it's public because of the road that goes through it.
Right.
So we got that answer finally, so. So
Good deal.
we're moving along, but
Well,
yeah.
I just can't thank you both enough because, you know, from the time we started dealing with that discharge into the Cone ditch, and IDEM was completely unresponsive, would not do any site visits. And so our health department, primarily you, took it on to investigate where the discharge was coming from. And we were able to shut down the discharge from that septic and eliminate that whole problem into the Cone ditch. And then with the sheriff, when from the first filing of the nuisance complaint, I mean, you just took it out to the whole neighborhood and took it with Officer Habegger and just really made it a very real complaint to bring it forward to the landowners. And so compliments to both of you to help eliminate the health hazard, eliminate the nuisance hazard, and just really make it
It's just a long process.
Yes,
It's
yes.
a long process, which is frustrating for the people in the surrounding areas. They want it cleaned up. But like I said, once the properties were condemned, it takes the 3 tax seasons to get to where we can do anything. But under this ordinance, I'll get with Mark and see what the
See what
time frame is, and see if we can go in and clean it up after they don't pay.
Well, and even several years ago, before we had the nuisance ordinance in place, I mean, you and the health department, Mark, you were all real,
Your permit.
help develop this ordinance so that we could attack problems like this. So, you know, it's just been a long time coming, but hopefully it'll make things better. And so thank you again.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the update. Hey, Mark, what have you got for us?
We have the
Where it's an ordinance, that's actually a resolution on the firearms.
We'll catch you with the.
It's
Yeah.
incorrect on the agenda.
we have the recommendation from the Plan Commission for some revisions to the livestock ordinance. And so we have that, and that is revisions would be, they've got it as ordinance 2025-12. Is that correct? Tony?
Yes.
Okay. And so what we have on the agenda, and it's been discussed, we talked about this I believe several times. You gentlemen have been given a copy of the recommendation from the Plan Commission. So the Plan Commission made a recommendation under the statute for revisions to our livestock ordinance under Article 2, Chapter 16. And they've recommended that that be passed. And I'm going to summarize those amendments. It says, therefore, the Plan Commission as advisory Plan Commission recommends to the Board of Commissioners for Adams County, State of Indiana, the adoption of the amendments to the livestock operations provisions in the ordinance at Article 2, Chapter 16, as shown in the amendment designated as ordinance 2025-12. So that's signed and approved and recommended by the Plan Commission to the Board of Commissioners for recommending adoption. The actual ordinance then 2025-12 is an ordinance amending the Adams County Land Use Ordinance in accordance with the provisions of the code to make corrections, additions, and amendments to the regulations for livestock operations. In summary, Article 1 change is an addition of a definition. Planning Commission indicates this is a definition that they, would have, should have had in here for a while, but they want to add it. Is a definition under item 1, paragraph Z is earthen lagoon or open earthen pit. An earthen lagoon or open earthen pit is a holding area for the storage of manure from an intensive livestock operation or confined feeding operation. So that's an addition, that amendment.
That's just a definition.
Yep. Article 2 was apparently taken out several years ago, but they're recommending it be put back in. And that's just a provision that gives the plan commission and the plan commission's director and agents authority to do inspections or to inspect the operation, you know, at the time that it's applied for, to make sure it complies and to conduct inspections. So that's added back in. Item 3 clarifies that an operation that hasn't been active for 12 consecutive months causes it to be considered closed. And then if it's,
Has to be re-permitted.
then they would have to get it re-permitted. That's, so basically if it's been closed or not operational and most likely it's considered abandoned, then they'd have to reapply to open it back up. And then Article 4 concerns the setbacks. They put that in a chart form. It's the same as it has been, with the exception that the setbacks, or the setback from a neighboring residence, is going from 800 feet to 600 feet, which we also had previously, but that is the new IDEM setback, 600 foot.
So that's the only change in the setbacks then.
Correct.
So that 600 feet only applies to an item permitted facility.
I believe so.
If it's not item permitted, then the setback is farther,
1320.
1320.
Any questions?
I guess I just need to clarify that, the setback that you just specified as changing from 800 to 600 is only for IDEM permitted facilities. Because I know there was some discussion about moving it from 1350 or whatever it was.
Okay, I
To
don't know if
600.
the IDEM always was at 600. I don't know if it was ever at 800. I do know that the plan commission discussed this and reviewed it on several different meetings. And then when it came down to the final vote on this ordinance that Mark has in front of him, the plan commission was a 7-0 vote in favor of what he's just presented. to
Yeah,
us.
under the table here in the column, county regulated intensive livestock operation is 1,320 feet.
Right,
Okay, so
Under
that's not
IDEM.
changing.
that's not
Yeah,
changed.
under IDEM, it's 600,
600.
and that's the
Right.
IDEM rate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in a long story short, if an individual comes in and wants to put a intensive livestock operation up, and on the property he owns, he cannot find the 1,320 foot setback, then by our ordinance, he's not allowed to do it. However, he could put his facility up within 600 feet if he goes IDEM, which IDEM is a whole set of rules and regulations and checks, and it's a good thing. I think the Plans Commission's main goal of this was to encourage, we have no problem with people going IDEM because it's totally controlled, manure management's controlled, soil testing, it's checked, all of the things. So I think the Plan Commission is encouraging property owners, if they they can't meet the 1320, go IDEM and you can go 600.
And as I recall that discussion when I was on Plan Commission also,
Yeah.
and the expectation was that with the increased oversight scrutiny, that it was the smaller setback was made sense.
If they want to go that direction.
Or they'd have to, or they'd have to get a variance.
Very good.
So
Very good.
I just need a
I
motion
move
to
that
adopt
we accept ordinance
2025
2025-12 as presented.
12.
Second, motion carries.
All right,
Thanks.
and then we need to show on the record as affirmative vote of all three of you. All right, so send that down for signature.
Mark, were you also gonna do the community corrections firearms carrying ordinance?
I think Clayton has it.
Okay.
You know, just to tag on to that ordinance, the different discussions I've had with IDEM and IDEM inspectors on manure handling and stuff, they've been very responsive. You know, especially on complaint driven issues.
That's a recommendation.
For some reason, I've got three.
Okay, that one was just the recommendation. They've got two
Oh,
ordinances going through
okay.
here.
Gotcha. Okay, gotcha.
Did you have additional questions, Steve?
No, I just wanted, it was on my agenda here and I kind of passed over it. I thought Mark was gonna handle it all, but he moved on to the livestock ordinance. So I want to make sure, I want to circle back to that. Ian, you want to come on up?
You're behind. You gave me. So.
I just found
All
I
right,
just found the,
the comparisons.
utilities paid in Lao. I accidentally handed them to Clayton there. This is the recommendation.
I'm just gonna hit the highlights.
So we discussed this a little bit last week and we're looking at making some changes to your folks' ability to carry a weapon.
Yes.
Go ahead, Clayton.
Yeah, and so, I previously provided you all a copy, with the updated proposed resolution, which would be, if adopted, 2025-2, which is a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of Adams County, Indiana, concerning certain members of the Adams County Community Corrections carrying firearms. Again, it just goes through the fact that, community corrections officers, in their scope of employment, on behalf of Adams County, ensure public safety and compliance with Indiana state law and local county policies. And that sometimes for safety concerns, would wish to continue to carry firearms. Obviously, like we talked about last week, and I believe the previous time we spoke about it, community corrections officers under Indiana statute used to fall under, the special deputy definition. Now, the special deputy definition is not going away, but I think as Sheriff Dan would say, the special deputy definition is requiring a much higher level of training requirements that would normally be required of community corrections officers, and really doesn't seem, I would say probably doesn't seem tenable to keep them for the cost of what that training would be. So as an alternative, and I did check, Ian had sent me initially resolution of another county with a similar resolution. And I've checked with other counties. There are multiple in the state that have a similar resolution to this. The resolution itself names 6 individuals with community corrections, including Ian, that would be able to carry a firearm. It does place a training requirement, so I'll read that for you all, and I made it more of a general training requirement so that I think you all, as well as Ian, as well as the sheriff, can kind of have some say in what those training requirements or annual training requirements are. It states all members of the Adams County Community Corrections members authorized to carry firearms under this resolution must successfully complete a firearms training program approved by the Indiana Law Enforcement Training Board, and any additional training deemed necessary by the Adams County Sheriff or Community Corrections Director. Continued authorization to carry a firearm is contingent upon the completion of required annual requalification and any additional refresher training as directed.
Comfortable with that, Ian?
Yeah, we do quarterly firearms training sessions. We had done them since Sheriff Dan has been in office with the Burn Police Officer Newbold down in Burn. Recently, we've been working with Dart Firearms, Jamie Dart, former Decatur police officer. We do specialized training that's more of what would happen in a situation that we might come across. Like, for example, an intruder in our office, or when our staff are going into homes to check on individuals in close environments, as opposed to where law enforcement might do traffic stop and things of that sort. So it's specialized to more of what our scope and what we do. And the annual firearms qualifications, we've done that ever since we've been carrying since Sheriff Reckoway came into office. So this isn't anything new. Just for officer staff safety, going into the homes, what could happen in our office. It's a security.
So maybe Sheriff can help us with this one. So well, the ordinance Clayton is presenting, training is the main issue here compared to me being able to just carry a weapon by state law?
Correct.
Is that the other, if I wanted to carry a weapon, the only thing different between what we're adopting and myself is the training? Or like, he can carry it into this building, right? Can I?
Yes.
Okay, so it's training primarily.
Yeah, it's training because without training, the liability that falls on you,
Insurance
if
liability.
you allow him to carry a gun with no training and there's a shooting, we're gonna rename the county.
I think I see your question too, Doug, is like, what is even the purpose of this resolution? Because of the fact that you as just a citizen or a resident. can
Primarily, yeah, that's
carry,
my question.
But you can't carry, into a courthouse. You're not, technically, there are certain places.
jail.
You can't, the jail. This resolution specifically says that members of the Adams County Community Corrections are authorized to carry firearms while on duty and acting within the scope of their employment, which will give them the ability to, if they need to go into the courthouse, if they need to go into the jail, they're not precluded from carrying their firearm.
I think in addition to that, what this gives them is some cover from our perspective that we not only know that they're carrying a firearm, but we have by ordinance, allowed them to carry the firearm in the completion of their work versus you just carrying it on
Outside.
your own. It wouldn't necessarily be in conjunction with an employment. For instance, if Tony's carrying a weapon and if he misuses that weapon, the county's not liable for that. But if one of Ian's representatives is carrying a weapon and there's some kind of an altercation, then we would be associated with that action officially. Is that correct?
Yes.
Doesn't it formalizes that
It formalizes
that relationship
Well, it
between.
formalizes the fact that you're authorizing it, but it also, from a little liability standpoint, if you think about it, if somebody was just carrying, if any individual community corrections was just carrying without this, then you have a very gray area, muddy waters of if the county doesn't
Does
have
the county
something
have to stand
that's-
behind it?
Well, does the county stand behind it? Was it in the scope of their employment? Was it outside the scope of their employment? And the biggest thing here too is that this clear, on its face shows that there are training requirements. So as the executive, that's really all you can do from a liability standpoint is provide the training. And it would look horrible in an instance where you hadn't provided any training, somebody was carrying anyway, and still in the scope of their employment, still made that causal link to the county from a liability standpoint. So, that's a benefit of it is that it's clearly stating these are the training requirements you must abide by in order to do this, which from an executive standpoint or from, the top director going down, that's the most you can really do in these situations to limit liability.
I think it's a good thing. When the training happens, it is documented, right? Okay.
I guess one of the difference too, you talked about the difference between he and you or he and I. When I carry a weapon, it's for self-defense purposes only. When you were designated as special deputies, I assume you had arrest powers.
No.
Not as,
See, that's
Because see,
where it gets tricky. Special
because
deputy,
by you carrying a weapon, that does not give you arrest powers.
No,
It just gives you, the self-defense of the nature of your job.
It allows him to carry a firearm under my control as a special deputy, and then everything else as a special deputy I can control. But the problem is, special deputies are required to have this training, that has nothing to do with carrying a firearm.
But you are not designating him at this time as a special deputy.
No, that has been rescinded, already because of this process.
So the understanding is you are carrying this, or you are carrying the weapon solely for the purpose of self-defense.
Absolutely, and the policy I have here for our office policy, which we created, the board Community Corrections Advisory Board went through it, Dan went through it. It specifically states what is allowable to use the firearm for and not, and it's purely self-defense. It's life
So
or death.
because of the
So-
training that we're requiring you still to have, you're gonna be held to a higher standard, but you will also have the additional blessing, so to speak, of county government to say, yes, you are trained, yes, we do trust you to use a weapon responsibly.
Boils down to
Correct.
insurance.
Is that a number? Clayton?
So it'd be resolution for 2025-2.
I move we
2025
accept
number
it.
2, okay.
Yeah, -2.
I move we accept the resolution.
Second.
I'll vote for that also. That motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks, gentlemen.
I'll get this
Yeah.
to you. So.
Okay, what else have you got for us, Mark? Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack you.
No, I took it out of order.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay, very good. Shannon, have you got anything for us this morning?
Just one thing. So last week, I sent you guys 2 cost proposals for the health fair for
Mhm.
2025. I asked for multiple. The hospital is no longer offering the Chem 30 testing, which was the expanded option. They're offering a Chem 17. So one of them includes just a Chem 17, just the testing itself, and the other one includes Chem 17, which has BMI tests or numbers, and then also blood pressure on the day. So I would ask that you guys at least consider including TSH, A1C, and PSA again this year like you did last year, so.
So have you sent us those numbers? Do we have those numbers to look at?
I did,
Sorry.
it's okay. So the total for, let me grab my computer actually.
Just scoot back to Tony or to Ian.
I can look it up too, Shannon. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. So including BMI and BP, which is obviously the more expensive one, it's $89 base per participant plus PSA because that's only men. And then for no BMI, no BP, it's $72 per participant plus PSA because that's only men. So everybody would be either 89 or 72. And then the men would get the PSA test as
So we're
well.
paying $17 more to get the blood pressure and
BMI,
BMI.
correct.
I'm not sure that I wanna know my BMI.
You're afraid of the facts.
We can guess at it, Stan.
Yeah. Well,
And I will say, that's not an uncommon, obviously, we all know that when you go to the doctor, you get that information anyways.
Yeah.
I don't know that I feel that it's worth an additional $17 per person necessarily. Last year, the hospital opted to do it free of charge for us, but this year they've just changed things up a little bit. So I would recommend that we go with the Chem 17 cost by itself and skip the BMI and BP this year and try to incentivize people to get in to see their doctor where they can talk about the results and those things versus us paying for it and then nobody following up on it.
What was the cost again without the BMI and BP?
Without, it's 72 per participant plus the PSA costs. I didn't want to factor that into it.
So you guys okay with that?
Yeah.
That recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay, is that a motion, Stan?
Yeah.
Okay,
Second.
So I'll just
motion
have you
passes.
sign
Do
this.
do we still have access to our health records at the hospital?
In what
So like
sense?
when we wanna get the results of these tests?
Right,
Yes.
yeah, we do.
These are all in my chart, so
Yeah.
I don't have access to the results as the
Cause I'll
employer.
have to figure out the whole my chart thing. 'cause
Yeah,
it's-
I can help you, but they
I
they
have
only
my
send the results to the individual. We don't get anything as the employer.
Yeah.
That also includes a flu shot. I forgot that.
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
Good.
yep, and that's optional and it's separate, it's not included in the blood work. And I would say about 50% of the staff end up opting to get a flu shot, which is good because as on the insurance plan, it's considered preventative, so we end up paying a couple $100 for it anyway, so I'd rather pay for it this way.
Yeah, I may check with you and see if you can help me get
Yeah,
to my chart.
absolutely. That's all I have.
Hey Shannon, when is the health fair? When is that?
It's scheduled for October
Thanks,
30th.
Shannon.
That's once a year, right? And annual.
Yes.
Anything from the public? Anybody else? Stan, Doug, anything
Yeah.
else?
No, and I haven't really taken any action. I've kind of been real lax as far as getting the IT committee together. I know there's several issues that Mike is dealing with, and I don't know whether to bring the committee together to look at what we're doing with the phone system, what we're doing as far as Mike's pending retirement. So I should probably get the IT committee together. If we haven't done that. So.
I have anything for the good response either, so.
That being said, I move we adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
we're adjourned.